Good morning, Greenwich.
Good morning, Greenwich. This is Mr. Burke. What's your name?
Well,
What's your full name?
William Patrick Burke.
And
Clam Peter Burke.
and today is Monday, April 13th, 2020. And my sons and I are out hiking in Lake George at Shelving Rock Mountain. That's something we like to do when we want to get some exercise, when we want to get outside.
Yeah, because you're going for a run at the hiking place. Hey,
Yep.
hey, Greenwich. Oh, ow.
So we're hiking today at Shelving Rock Mountain, which is in Lake George. And we're going to
See what?
the summit, which is 1.7 miles away. So we're taking a little snack break, and we wanted to announce today's birthday. Celebrating a birthday today is Mrs. Sorbera.
Happy birthday.
Yell it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. This month's character trait is resilience. Resilience is the grit to keep on going when things become difficult. That's a good one for today because it's actually starting to sleet and rain on us up here on the mountain. So we might have to turn around, but we're going to show some resilience and try to keep on going. Right, boys? All right. Resilience. All right, boys and girls. So we didn't make it to the top, but we had a good time. We showed some resilience. We got about halfway up, started raining. We came back down. We're enjoying a nice snack, right? It's all about the snacks, baby.
Hey everybody, it's the first day of spring break, so I thought I would take us all on a little vacation. If you check your technology classroom every morning this week, you'll find a virtual trip to somewhere in the world. Today we're going to the Virgin Islands, but before we go, Mrs. O'Connor and her daughter Maggie are going to teach us a little lesson about seashells. Kindergartners, you'll find your virtual vacation in your teacher's classroom. You don't have a technology classroom, but I've put it there for you to find. Take your families with you. Have a great trip.
Good morning, Greenwich. This is Mrs. O'Connor,
And I'm Maggie O'Connor, her daughter.
and we are going to take you to the beaches to show you some different shells that we have found on our different vacations that we've been on. The first one we're going to show you are tulip shells. These are big shells that we found on Sanibel Island. They're all different sizes, as you can see, and on the back is where the animal that at one time inhabited these shells lived. You can look these up online and see the different kind of animals that lived inside these shells. We also have lightning whelks. These are they kind of look like a lightning strike coming down, which is how they got their name, the lightning whelk. And on the back, once again, you can see it goes all the way, curls way back in there, and there's a great big long animal that lives in here. It comes out. It's kind of gross, but you can check it out.
They kind of look like a slug.
Yes, they do. Maggie, you want to hold up the sand dollars? We've also found some sand dollars. They come in all different sizes. This is how you know they're not alive, because you're not allowed to take any live shells off a beach. These shells were all dead when we found them, and they're usually white. Sometimes when they're live, they're brown, and on the back they have little pieces of fur that come out so they can walk along. And if you look them up in the water, when a sand dollar is actually alive, it actually stands in the sand kind of like this and waves back and forth. We've also found some starfish. These two were both not alive when we took them. They come in, we found great big ones that were alive, but these were littler ones that we just grabbed when we were on the beach.
And they also have like little legs all across that kind of feel like fur when they are alive. They actually stay in them even when they're dead.
We have a sea urchin. This is a very unique shell. This is a very little one. When these are alive, they have all kinds of prongs that stick out of them. And there's an animal that lives right up in here. When they wash up on the beach, the birds come along and they pick the animal out of here, and that's what they eat. These come in great big sizes, and we actually used to have a nightlight made out of one of these that a light bulb sat right up in here. It was very pretty. That is a piece of coral. We don't find a lot of those on the beaches in Sanibel, but every now and then you find some pieces of coral that wash up. If you find it, it's usually dead because live coral is usually attached to the bottom of the ocean. We have a fighting conch. There are a lot of these on the beaches of Sanibel. There's a lot of them that are alive. And there's a really kind of funny looking animal that lives inside those too. So please look them up online. And then we have, these are my favorites. These are called limpets, or we call them hats. They're called a Japanese hat. They're very hard to find because they look like a lot of other shells.
And they're very, very tiny typically when you do find them. Those were some bigger ones that we were lucky to find.
This is a worm shell. As you can see, it kind of looks like a worm. They're kind of unique. We don't find a lot of those anymore. We used to find a lot, but not anymore.
Broken pieces a lot of times of those.
Clam shell. And then we have a clam shell. And these actually wash up, and the little birds on Sanibel come along and eat. It's like a little clam or an oyster or something inside of these. And they come, as you can see, in all different sizes. And then we have the cat's eyes, or shark's eyes as they're called. And the last one we have is an olive. This is called an olive shell. These come in all different sizes too. I've actually never seen the animal that lives inside of these. So if you would like to look any of these shells up, you can probably find them online with the help of your parents. And we hope you enjoyed our little trip to the sea.
Don't forget to check your tech classroom today for a virtual trip to the Virgin Islands.
All right, boys and girls, that was our hike for today. We miss you. We miss seeing you. All the kids, all the teachers. Colin loves Pringles. Shout out to 6th grade especially, Mrs. Duvernay's class, Mrs. Wallner's class, Mrs. Sidley Vanderhoff class, everybody's class, my class especially. Miss you guys. We'll see you soon. Stay safe, stay healthy.